The players are ready. The casters are ready. It is going to be covered by us as well as Into the Inu in Hangul in Korean. Meanwhile, Bel Air in German is over in that upper semi-finals alongside Legend K and Minty Crystal.
Crystal Mint, in my to my ears, I think would be a bit more. It just sounds fancy, right? It's Crystal Mint. Then again, that could also be a drug thing. Anyway, enough about that. We are now loading in onto Pillars of Gold. LE holding up the rest of the map pool. F it. We tried to figure out what it could hold up. You know what? It's gonna hold up the rest of the maps. I don't even care at this point. We are now here in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have the red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He is currently teamless, but going to be representing his puppy. As that's really who he does it for. We have ByuN.
And spawning in oh my god, spawning in the bottom left, but also proxying across the map, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Brave Star Gaming BSG. It is Dream.
The Turax is coming down. The Turax is coming down. ByuN getting a bit of a taste of his own medicine here. He's going to try to SCV scout across the map, but look at that rally. It's not going to go into the Raxes.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. This is, oh my god. We do have ByuN. He is sending an SCV across the map, but as you pointed out, it is not rallied to scout the Raxes. He does not see any of it, and we'll see if he's able to muster a defense, if he's able to figure out what's happening in time. I mean, the plus side is that he is going for that SCV scout, so he should be able to spot that the Rax is missing.
Yeah, but will he have enough time to react is the question. Dream only able to get one Reaper out, and Reapers do take a while to produce. So if ByuN will be on even footing for a while, he's even rallying to that proxy location. He should be fine.
That he is, and oh boy, okay, so he's aware of what's happening. He's throwing down a factory as well, trying to get out as many units as he can, gets a Reaper, then gets out a Marine, and all right, we'll see. It's gonna come down to the control, and yo, if anyone's good at control, it's ByuN.
Yeah, he is the reason why Control is in the military. That was a dumb joke. But yeah, this is a very textbook response to Proxy Reapers, I would say. Just get out the Marine, get out the factory, try to get the Hellions. As much as you can, really. I learned that from, shout out to TerranCraft.
Shout out to TerranCraft. Shout out to Max. Who had a stray on my mind, but immediately two Reapers are going to be taken out.
Yeah, loving not just the control here from ByuN, but also the positioning, sending out those SCVs just to act as a bit of body blocking, and also having a little bit of DPS there. So sure, ByuN lost his Marines, but yo, Dream, he lost a lot more in those two Reapers.
Yeah, definitely. And now he realizes that, okay, I'm forced all the way back, but oh my god, ByuN is throwing down an engineering bay. He's blocking the add-on.
This is dirty from ByuN.
Wow.
RNG working a little bit in its favor, forcing the Reapers all the way back, forcing a lift here for Dream.
I've never seen that before. That was beautiful. Oh my god, yeah, just the big brain plays coming out from ByuN, being as annoying as he can be. Again, realizing that he has held perfectly, that Dream, he's forced to try and transition out of this, and well done by ByuN.
Very, very well done here. Riven coming out here, but also researching Cloak for Banshees, which is kind of interesting. Dream trying to go for a bit of a block, but ByuN already proactive in getting that natural base.
Yeah, I like that. Like the Raxi was attempting to land, but you know what, the CC was already there. Like he himself was attempting to be cheeky, and he does manage to kill the SCV that was building the CC.
Yeah, really good utilization here from Dream, just really making sure they can get whatever he can get done with the units he's already got out.
Yeah.
And, yeah, things should be slowing down a little bit. I say that, but Dream, I mean, he has 4 Reapers. He wants and needs to use them.
Yeah, definitely, and I didn't quite get to see, I'm not too sure if Dream was able to catch the Raven coming out with his Reapers, as again, ByuN was trying to deceive him, he was getting Cloak, you know, and it was fake, he wasn't getting any Banshee, he was getting a Raven, and it looks like he will catch all the Reapers here.
Yeah, not even losing a single unit.
Damn.
Very, very quick reactions there, pulling away from the KD8 chargers and whatnot.
Definitely, definitely. And we do see, I'm pretty interested in Dream, what he's going to be going for, because he is going for those Cyclone upgrades. So is he going to be opting to go for a more mech-heavy composition here?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely depends. Maybe Dream thinks that there's a very big air commitment coming out from ByuN, but considering that he's not getting too many upgrades on his barracks, he's mostly just utilizing it for the add-ons. It really very much so seems that Dream is going to go into more of a battle mech style, which can actually be, depending on how ballsy Dream wants to be with these maglev Cyclones, can definitely be what he needs to defend against the oncoming push.
It can definitely, right? Like, if he's able to get a lock on, if he's able to get the positioning, he will be able to snipe these Ravens out of the sky. But there are 2 Ravens, there are plenty of units on the ground to help defend them, so we'll see if Dream is able to hold on here, because what does he have, 3 Cyclones, 2 Marines to defend, not even a bunker?
Yeah, I think the main thing is there are already interference matrices prepared for ByuN.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of defenses out, just a couple of key mech units that once they're taken out of commission. I see ByuN doing a lot of damage here in this very, very juicy natural base.
Yeah, we shall see. Enough time was for where a tank does come out. A lock on one of the Hellions as well. It does get wasted on the Hellion, though not on a Raven.
Yeah, that's a very, very key point. Autotar trying to get some kind of damage done. The tanks, with their splash and with their range, able to really put a hurt on not only the CC, but also a couple of units. Viking goes out, but that was not the unit that Dream wanted to lock onto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is looking like a lot of trouble. He has a lot of SCVs, pulling them all, but right into the auto turrets. Dream completely losing every SCV he threw there. He should just about have enough here with his spread of Cyclones, but man, the price has been paid.
Exactly, and wasn't enough. The Viking does land on a couple more Marines, and it looks like every single tank is going to be going down, but at the same time, all the tanks go down from ByuN. So you know what? They trade army for army, but Dream also lost all his SCVs.
Holy heck, ByuN, he's so far ahead. He's in the stratosphere right now. He is working on his third base. Dream cannot even dream of getting another CC.
He cannot. I'm sure he wishes he was streaming right now. Like, this is not the game he wants to be in. And mate, like, my face literally poggers when Dream pulled the boys, and immediately as soon as he did that, ByuN threw down the line of auto turrets. Like, that was just so on point. That was insane.
Absolutely jaw-dropping, and I guess that is how you could describe a match between these two players. I mean, as a Terran player myself, every time I watch Dream and every time I watch ByuN, especially in a matchup that I struggle with, my jaw just absolutely to the ground. I'm thinking, why didn't I think of that before? How are they this good?
Exactly. Like, it was almost as if ByuN was anticipating that. He was waiting for the moment, like, yo, I know the only way you're gonna break me is if you pull the boys, and if you do it, I'm ready and waiting with these Ravens. That's exactly what he did. And now, okay, to be fair, as though this was happening, 7 SCVs went down for ByuN. And Dream, the reason why he had so few units was because he did rush out a third CC incredibly quickly. So he will be able to, or sorry, I should say he's attempting to catch up in that worker count. Will he get there at the same time he's looking to push out across the map?
Yeah, and he has the better Raven count now that ByuN not only lost a couple earlier on, but Dream has been building him back up. Just trying to set a bit of a spotter here just to see what he has going for him. Oh, ByuN doesn't go for the Ravens. He gets pulled back once he realizes Dream is trying to push out.
Yeah, exactly. He was so close to running into the Ravens with those Vikings, and it looks like, okay, he does spot the tanks, he does spot the Marines. ByuN is aware of the army positioning of Dream. He even has a missile turret, which did force Dream back. He didn't commit with his Ravens.
Yeah, no, he did not. Good reaction coming out from Dream just to sort of realize that he can't win the engagement, so instead just trying to get some harassment done. Throws down even more auto turrets, a lot more SCVs start to go down, and Dream bridges the gap.
Oh my god, yeah, he does. He has caught up in terms of the worker count. He lands his third CC on location, and sure, he was posturing on the other side of the map, but you know what? He didn't commit to anything. He kept ByuN busy, and he was able to deal some economic damage with his Ravens.
That he indeed did. And we're getting into a little bit of a game of, both players just trying to find these openings. They're both being very active on the map, but yeah, I have my doubts as to whether they'll find what they're looking for.
Yeah, definitely. And nicely done throwing down those auto towers, deterring ByuN from going up that ramp, forcing him back. So Dream was able to take that positioning advantage, rotating around to meet ByuN as well. ByuN, he just can't find an opening, or can he?
Yeah, I'm sure ByuN was really hoping the third base would be in this location. A line of auto turns go down. ByuN, the turns have been tabled on him, or the tables have turned on him a little bit, left only with these very naked tanks. And now that Dream has got the air advantage, he is going to slowly chip away at those.
Exactly, but you know what I'm getting? I'm getting ByuN versus special flashbacks, because ByuN has this army here at the same time. He's looking to try and push into the third, and there's nothing here to defend.
Absolutely nothing. ByuN really far ahead in the army supply, and he is looking to utilize that. He should be able to take out this base, but he's playing it very cautious.
Yeah, definitely. Again, he backs off once he sees Dream advance. Meanwhile, Dream was able to keep 2 tanks in position here, so he wasn't caught off guard. ByuN wasn't able to take advantage. Dream splitting up his army quite nicely.
Yeah, just about identifying how many tanks he needed at each front, and they're just putting them there.
Yeah, that was really well done. And once again, Dream, he was so far down in terms of the economy earlier, but he was been able to claw his way back. His army is looking quite good as well, finally throwing down a sensor tower to make sure he doesn't get outpositioned by ByuN, and that's exactly what ByuN is looking to do. He's active out on the map. As you said earlier, as we have been pointing out, ByuN does have the army supply advantage, but he gets scanned, he gets spotted.
He does get scanned and spotted, but he does have a much larger army. It all comes down to positioning right now. Dream, he does have the air advantage going for him. And when it comes to these very technical tank plays, that's invaluable.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I like this. ByuN, he's posturing with his army at the same time. He's expanding. He's taking a 4th base behind this. He's making sure that Dream isn't, right? He's pushing around the locations, making sure nothing is being thrown down. And yeah, as all this is happening, they're macroing up. They're working on their upgrades, really looking to find a way in.
But not quite getting it. It's interesting that both of our players are taking this in different directions. ByuN continuing to pump out medevacs, continuing to make marines, whereas Dream going for the much more orthodox idea of TvT, which is I'm gonna get the air advantage. It's gonna come down to my tanks.
Oof. Yeah, exactly. A nice anti-army missile. I'm sure that's going to deter ByuN from really wanting to fight. Look, his entire army essentially was blanketed. And yeah, I agree. It's kind of interesting to see that ByuN has completely foregone, starport production. When it comes to Vikings and Ravens. He just doesn't want any of it.
Yeah, not at the moment anyway. Oh, the Liberator's coming in. Should be able to take at least one of these tanks out. The Marines push in, but there was already a couple of tanks sieged up, looking to prevent that. Meanwhile, there is a drop over in Dream's main base.
Oh, there he is. Again, Dream, he had all his attention over here at the 4th base, pulling everything back. Okay, he does put up his army, almost pulled everything back, and he will be able to defend, but not before losing 8 SCVs.
That's a decent amount of damage, but not too significant here. It's not too big of a deficit for Dream.
Yeah, definitely. And I like how aggressive ByuN is being. This isn't like his game against Special where he would, max out and then just stay on his side of the map, throwing down missile turrets all over the place. ByuN, he's reaching 200 supply, and he's looking to try and deal some damage with these drops with his main army.
Yeah, I feel like ByuN really realizing that he does have the army advantage. He knows that Dream will have to dedicate a significant amount of his own tanks or even his own marines to deal with the main army of ByuN. So what does he do? Gets a couple of medevacs and just drops. He knows that Dream can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, you know what? Dream has bought enough time where there was this small window of opportunity where ByuN, he had a 2-2 advantage over his opponent, but Dream, his 2-2 only just now kicking in, so he's now equal in terms of the upgrades. What he's not equal on is that ByuN, he's just expanding as much as he can, immediately starting 3-3.
Yeah, it's so important that you're able to expand like this and utilize your advantage when you're containing your opponent like that. That's a lot of medevacs, like.
Wait, that's a doom drop if I've ever seen one, but oh my god, it's gonna get spotted!
Does immediately get spotted, and one of them could even go down thanks to the amount of Marines over here for Dream. So ByuN gonna have to take a bit of a more conventional approach and instead go for the third base as opposed to the main. He has so many Marines, but he cannot stay here too long. Dream should be able to retreat of this. Third base going down.
Oh my god, the third base does get focused down, and the Marines, they just keep on pushing on forward. They get anti-armor, so it looks like maybe with that Dream will be able to hold, but at the same time, the armies also clashed here outside of the fourth base. ByuN was able to take that engagement, and he pushes on forward, taking out that CC.
That was such a perfect timing from ByuN. Going with those medevacs, knew that Dream would have to pull back a little bit, and once ByuN identified that, yo, that's a lot of army for Dream in the middle of the map, he just went right on top of it, going right on top of these Liberators as well. There are only 3 tanks, and there are so many Marines. GG is called. ByuN taking game number 1.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my god, GG, ByuN taking game number 1 after a failed proxy 2 racks, which Dream did transition quite nicely out of. It was looking quite scary for him, but eventually he did stabilize and he did go toe-to-toe with ByuN, but for the most part, ByuN, he was ahead in army supply almost that entire game after the opener, and he was able to utilize that to his advantage, dropping all over the place, pulling Dream apart.
Yeah, TvT can be a bit more of a volatile matchup in the sense that if your opponent makes a mistake, then the pendulum just swings very, very far into your own favor. But yeah, that is a little bit dependent on your opponent making a mistake.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, it looks like the upper casters are joining us. It looks like we are all here for this lower semifinals as I quickly refresh the bracket to see what transpired between Zaun and DRG.
Yeah, I would assume DRG, since he was already up one game earlier on, probably took that series, but I'll quickly refresh. Yeah, I would say Zagrigu, unless Zaun somehow in about 10 minutes was able to reverse sweep.
Yeah, it looks like DRG did 3-0 his opponent, and he is waiting for the winner of this series in the grand finals.
So we will be getting a TvZ coming out. But before then, we'll have to settle which Terran player is going to go into that finals. Here on Def Aura, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. The red Terran player coming down from the land of Korea. He is a returning legend. The Horseman of Death himself. Currently teamless, we have ByuN.
And how is this a madman teamless? It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but you know who isn't? Here, the South Korean Terran player in the top left-hand corner, the blue Terran, representing Team Brave Star Gaming, BSG. It is Dream.
You know what's something common amongst the last 3 remaining players here, Light?
Go for it.
All of them are returning from the military.
They are. What does that say about the current players in StarCraft 2? Does it say that they've been slacking off? Or does it say that the Korean military really does teach you things that you can apply into StarCraft 2?
Right, you know? I mean, man with gun, right? You have to be the man with gun.
Yo,
that's why you see Seether playing Skip from Tarkov.
I was about to say that exact same thing. Like, if we've learned anything from the Oceanic region, from Seether, it is man with gun OP.
Exactly, and to control the man with gun, you have to be the man with gun. You don't have to be Control, who is also learning the ways of the man with gun.
I like how, for whatever reason, we either talk about Rain or we just bring up randomly Control. Like, what is...
Well, it's because it's ByuN we're talking about here, and ByuN is known for its unit control. I would say easily the best when it comes to Terran. I think there is some debate because there are a lot of fans for Hero, CJ Hero, and Harding who would argue that their boy is better in general. But yeah, definitely for Terran, I would say ByuN.
Yeah, really, we need to get all these players to jump into like a micro tournament, like an arcade map, to see who is the better micro player overall. But like when it comes to ByuN, what's impressive is that, you know, there's players like Time who also have really impressive micro, but it's micro on top of the macro. Like all these, he's doing so many things at once that he has somehow spare APM to control his units as good as he does.
It's insane to look at.
Exactly, and we'll see what happens here in this game, in game number 2. ByuN is already up 1-0 in this best of 5. As a reminder, this is the semifinals. It is a best of 5. Like, there's still at least one more game after this one.
There will, regardless of who wins here. And I mean, it's too early to call both players. I mean, taking slight edges against one another, but they are very, very slight.
Yeah, definitely. And I like how Dream, he didn't open up with a proxy. You know, that didn't work for him in game 1. Oh, Jesus, a bit of a worker pull there by accident, but ooh.
Does that automatically disqualify ByuN from the micro tournament?
That's the question, you know. Maybe his hands are moving a little bit too fast right now compared to his mind, and yeah, a bit of a mistake. But you know what, he does end up, he's actually losing a handful of workers here. 3 already, going down 4 now,
and that's just a single Reaper. It's not double Reaper, it's not Reaper supported with Hellions there. 5 SCVs taken out from ByuN. And Dream gonna be ahead for quite some time, at least in the early game.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Dream, he's been out here a little bit longer. You know, he did escape from Tarkov. He did get out of the Korean military quite a bit sooner compared to ByuN, so he has had more time to settle into StarCraft. And like we were talking about it, like he is still an amazing player. His game previously was amazing as well. Even though he had a kind of botched opening with that failed proxy, he was able to transition nicely. And now that he doesn't have that disadvantage going for him, he doesn't have that weighing him down here in game 2, like quite a nice start.
That it is. Both players going for Banshees incidentally. Guess they just had some kind of mind link here on the Death Aura.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty interesting how they did both, for whatever reason, prioritize going for Banshees instead of a faster Raven. I'm not too sure if it's map specific or they, for whatever reason, they both decided to do so.
Yeah, will very much depend. 1 Reaper left, but it's just a little bit too much health on that Cyclone. And it will be taken out, so ByuN not really getting too much information on the other side of the map. Dream, meanwhile, coming in with his single Banshee, and important to note, ByuN is the player who is a lot more dedicated to these Banshees. Dream just getting 1 for harass, maybe getting a scout off or 2. But other than that, he's completely cloakless. He wants to go into his Raven.
Yeah, he is completely cloakless. Meanwhile, ByuN, he is not cloakless. He does have that ability waiting for him if he decides to use it here, as he also dives into the natural of Dream.
Yeah, starts upping about as well as he can right now, and does take out a couple of SCVs. There are so much more prospects for him, though, here in the base.
Yeah, but
Dream,
you know,
not wanting to waste a scan, and I do like this. The Raven. Oh, the Cyclone still lives, like.
The Cyclone
still lives.
just barely managed to stay alive. And what's important is that Dream, he still does have his own Banshee alive, still dealing a little bit more damage, even forces to cancel their forces the entire middle line to be pulled away.
And I guess we can kind of see when Dream does the proxy, he is pulling way ahead here. Is this going to be enough momentum for him to snowball and take out ByuN? We'll have to see, because again, this is a matchup that can very much swing into the opponent's favor. One good engagement, one good tank that's in a good position, absolutely turns the tides.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, we keep talking about it, and I will say that in TvT, like, the biggest deciding factor, it isn't necessarily like your army supply or your worker supply. It's all about that positioning. It's so important in this matchup, and yeah, we'll see if ByuN is able to utilize that to his advantage to try and catch up, because he is down at 10 workers, and so far his Banshees just haven't really paid for themselves, nowhere near as much as Dream, and Dream didn't even invest in Cloak.
He actually did not. This is a very scary army coming out right now from Dream. The Viking count, the Raven count alone is looking pretty big. But ByuN is just trying to camp out here by the 3rd base location. best case scenario for ByuN, it pulls the army
Yeah.
back of a Dream, but I somehow doubt Dream is going to go for it.
We'll see. I mean, again, Dream, he does so. He pulls back.
He
He's
actually
like,
does.
yeah, he's like, oh my god, this entire army is here, you know, denying my third base, potentially more. So he does pull back, and with this, he may be able to surround and just swallow up this entire army.
Yeah, really good disables coming out, taking out every single tank. And Dream, once he crushes this, will be poised for the counterattack. A lot of SCVs have gone down for Dream.
Ooh, yeah,
Finally,
exactly.
taking advantage.
Yeah, that's actually more than I would have thought. Like, the Banshees, like, they went up into the main base. 20 SCVs have gone down. Jesus Christ. I was not expecting that. Was that worth losing his entire army, though? Like, 3 tanks went down. You know, his Marines went down as well. We'll see if ByuN is able to hold on here as... Sorry, ByuN is able to hold on as Dream is going for that counterattack.
Yeah, I think the big question is, where are ByuN's tanks right now? Are they in a good position? Are they going to be able to deflect what Dream is pushing in with? There aren't a lot of disables left here for Dream anymore. Utilize them much earlier on, but there also aren't that many tanks. Only one is going to be firing, but ByuN once again being so active as Marines. The numbers do not favor him whatsoever, though. This should be game.
Exactly. Everything gets taken out. All the tanks, even forced to pull the boys. The boys got taken out. Didn't work anywhere near as well as it could have. And it looks like Dream, he's going to be able to fight back here in game 2. I mean, sure, there's some harassment happening, but...
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really compare to 33 SCVs being taken out. GG is called. Dream tying up that series sideways 1-1.
Mate, we've got a series. We've had quite a number of one-sided series so far. I mean, we did have a 3-0 DRG over Sound in the upper semifinals, but not here, not in the lower semis.
That we do not, and I guess it does go to show that these two players are just so evenly matched.
Exactly, and honestly, I'm really impressed, like, Dream showing his skills there, like, what he's able to do, and now I'm feeling a little bit worried because ByuN, he took a game where he was ahead because of the openers, and he just maintained that lead. Will he be able to really take it to Dream here? We're really going to find out in game 3.
Yeah. This is where he just starts proxy 3-rexing all across every game here now.
Yeah, it's
like, I'm gonna take that early game lead.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? It's ByuN's turn to proxy. Oh god, the players. Okay.
Whew. Yep, everybody's in, and both of them will be playing the correct race. Sometimes you do have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, sometimes you do. What happened was the countdown started, but Into the Inu was in the player slot, and I'm like, oh my god, no, stop. But at the last second, ByuN, he did switch them over, so we're good. We are loading into game number 3.
This time, you can almost consider it a best of 3, but maybe not. I mean, because there's a best consider. But regardless, we are now loading in onto Oxide LE. We are oxidizing. We are breathing. Can you hear me breathing? In the top right-hand corner of the map, spotting all the way in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player coming out from the land of South Korea, back after weeks of, I'm assuming, healing up his wrist to be much more competitive, signing up for another online cup, hoping to win it. But can he do so? Currently teamless, we have ByuN.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the other South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, currently representing Brave Star Gaming, BSG. It is Dream.
Opting for a 2-rex opener in this game, not a proxy.
Yeah.
2-rex nonetheless.
Exactly, no proxy. And before we get too far into this, thank you so much, Mint Crystal, the animation dude, for, I don't believe it was a raid, but I believe it was a host. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Hey, thank you very much, Mint Crystal. Always appreciate the support that you do come in.
I I was honestly concerned because we started the game and I saw Mint Crystal wasn't online, and I was like, oh my god, like, what, did anything happen? But yeah, it does look like Mint Crystal, he is tuning out of the tournament for now. Thank you for the raid. He does live in the land of Europe, so I know it isn't at the best time for him to cast the Korean events, but we appreciate it.
As I nod along, very much so in agreement. Alright, checking out a bit of proxy.
Yeah, I love it. The paranoia showing a little bit for ByuN. He's like, yo, are you proxy me? Like, yeah, you doing this? Okay, we're good.
Before. But little does he know, we were not good.
Exactly, it is still that 2 ranks, so we already have 2, gonna be soon 3 Reapers joining the fray, gonna be heading out across the map, and...
But a safety Hellion though, coming up from ByuN. Important to keep in mind, Dream has no factory yet.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, he's committing quite a bit to this early aggression. It is nice that ByuN wasn't greedy and like started an add-on or anything like that. Ooh, was even tempted to make a Widowmine there, which would have been insane. Oh no, yeah, he's committing to the Widowmine. Again, working on that defense, and oh, wow.
Well, really. And just like that, 3 Reapers became 2 Reapers.
And that ends the aggression for Dream. Like, Jesus Christ. Just like that, he loses one of his Reapers. And that was the advantage that Dream had, right? Like, the micro potential with 3 Reapers compared to the 2 of ByuN. And, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Dream can at least get in and maybe get a scout off or something. But, yo, ByuN's already waiting for him.
He is. You're the Widowmine here in the natural base, just to cover every single one of his entrance points.
Jesus Christ. I love this. ByuN playing incredibly defensive here, and so far it looks like it's paying off. Meanwhile, Dream, he has to catch up, only just now finishing up his factory, his add-ons as well, catching up in terms of the production.
Yeah, opting more for a safety tank at the moment, and once again, ByuN going to be going into his Banshees before Ravens. We'll see if he commits to the cloak.
We'll see if he can deal some more damage with these Banshees, because last game they just really didn't work out for him. Dream, he prioritized getting his own Raven out. We'll see if he does so again, as maybe he will be looking to switch his factory with his starport to get that out. We shall see. Or if he decides to cut corners and not opt to get the Raven. Yeah,
world is really his oyster. Well, not really, because ByuN is a little bit more ahead, but yeah, whatever he had planned, he should definitely stick to it. Stim gonna be gotten pretty quickly coming out from Dream. No starport unit being produced. This is just straight up Marine tank, and
going for a double medevac.
Depending on whether he gets double medevac or double Viking, it's either a Doom Drop or a very quick push. Double medevac, there we go.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on that as well, and I love how he's utilizing like the double racks opening, right, that he went for. Like, he's utilizing that to get more Marines out. He gets Stim, a very fast Stim as well, and at the moment what's a little bit scary is that ByuN, he doesn't really have an idea of this, but he is getting in with his Banshee.
That he is. No Raven out at the moment for Dream, and I do believe he has a scan or 2, but does not want to waste that. You know, a scan being used is a mule that isn't being used.
This is accurate, and I think what's cool is that right now he's corralling ByuN, and now ByuN, he gets a full scout of the production. He's able to spot both Raxes, sees that Stim is being researched, and also spots the medevacs.
Indeed he does. Now it's on him. Now it is 100% on ByuN to get ready. His defenses out.
Look at the worker kills. Like,
and be taken out. And Dream, I mean, he was still hoping that he could use as little as possible to deal with this. You know, just try to bait everything into the missile turret. ByuN was having none of that.
I'm like, not like this. Man, Jesus, not like this. Like 13 SCVs have gone down. We were talking about how, like, yeah, he didn't want to waste the scan, but now he's forced to use the scan, and oh my god, okay, he does manage to get the second Banshee, but not before 15 SCVs have gone down. That was just an insane amount of damage.
That's quite a number of kills.
Yeah.
ByuN's going to be ahead for quite some time as he finishes up that third base, but I actually kind of like the idea of the spotter Widowmine, but now Dream is going right across the map. He does not have quite the army supply, and even managing to sneak the Reaper and Hellion in to get even more SCV kills and to push the entire army back onto Dream's side of the map. ByuN, not only is he dealing all this damage, he's buying himself so much time. Bunker in production, he has a good amount of tanks right now, 4 of them.
Oh my
and he is
god.
spread just about where he needs them to be. ByuN taking absolute control of this game.
I'm just like Dream is just falling apart this game. Like, Jesus Christ. What was insane was that, like, the initial Banshee, like, in the end, it wasn't a missile turret that killed it. It wasn't like a scan. In the end, the Banshee ran out of energy and got uncloaked because of that, because it was alive for so long, cloaked. Like, Jesus Christ, you almost never see that. And now Dream, he's all in. He's down 20 SCVs. Like, he has to do something with this drop.
Yeah, and being a little bit hesitant here as he just really wants to make sure he has makes his Doom drop as effective as possible. Oh, backs away.
Backs away? I'm gonna lose it if he starts a 3rd CC. If he's like, you know what? I'm a macro out of this. Like, I got this. It's fine. He scans. He sees the position. Like, to be fair, this is like you're not gonna break this, right?
Yeah, you're definitely not gonna break this with a Doom drop or with a push. And to be fair, if Dream was paying attention to the post-game stats, he would have seen that ByuN was maybe not making as many SCVs as you would normally expect. But so I think it may be doable for Dream if he decides, I want to try to macro out from this, but what would be a lot more effective would be to try to equalize on the damage.
Yeah, and I like this. Okay, he hasn't started a 3rd CC. He's just committing to a big 2-base all-in, essentially. He dealt with the Raven. Now that isn't going to be harassing him. He meets up with even more medevacs, so now the Doom drop is even larger. Oh my god, ByuN, he's hunting it down. He's trying to look for it with all these Vikings, but he's out of position.
Absolutely wrong position. Banking's absolutely in the wrong position. ByuN
Oh my god.
overextend a little bit too much here. He's just continuing to overextend.
Wow.
And could this be how ByuN loses his game? Not if that missile turret has anything to say about that.
Oh my god, I was waiting for him, but you know, at the same time, there were plenty of Marines in position. I'm sure that it would have been the death of Dream if he went for the drop, but the Vikings found them!
Yeah. Now ByuN is well aware of the position around the medevacs. 2 of them taken out. GG immediately called. ByuN gonna be taking that series to the 8th, not the 8th match, 2 match point. Math.
Calm down,
2
buddy.
match point. Taking that series 2 match point.
There
match
we
point.
go.
That's what I was thinking of.
There we go. Look,
like, the ace match, and I was like, no, it's not the ace match yet.
I understand that game was insane. Like, at the end there, the Vikings were able to catch up with the drop. 2 full medevacs went down, and that was it. That, like, Dream was done. He fell apart that game, and hopefully he's able to recover here. Hopefully here in game number 4.
Maybe Smith's match point, but not the ace match. But there's also the thingy, and it's yeah.
We're on match point. ByuN is up 2-1 in this. As a reminder to not just the people in the chat, but to Yaku as well. It's a best of 5.
No, I remember there was a best of 5.
Okay.
I just didn't remember what the word match point was. I was like, yeah, ByuN's gonna take that series to the ace match. I was like, no.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, unlike the language of my mouth. Anyway, we're gonna be now on Lightshade LE. LE, of course, standing for Longing Endeavor. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not gonna explain that. In the top left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player coming down from South Korea, already looking to take just one more map win to make it to the grand finals. Can he do it? We'll see. We shall see. Currently teamless, he is ByuN.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, currently representing Brave Star Gaming, BSG, and down on match point. If he loses this match, that is it. He is out of the tournament. He needs the win to go all the way to the ace match. It is Dream.
The tables have turned light. 2 Rex Reaper coming out from ByuN. This is what really, I feel like this is the build that ByuN really made infamous, or rather what made ByuN so infamous back in 2016. fell off for quite a while until very recently. Some Terran players decided, you know what, best of 5 or best of 7, may as well throw it in to try to catch our opponent off guard. And if anyone's going to be able to utilize those Reapers, it's 100% ByuN.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, everyone can point to ByuN for the reason for the big Reaper nerf that happened after BlizzCon. You can definitely argue that it was because of the reason of the Reaper that ByuN won BlizzCon as well. My god, he used them to quite good effect.
Single-handedly held Terran back for quite some time there.
Exactly, but you know what? He has returned, and he is going for the same opener that Dream went for. I love this. This almost feels like a statement right now. He's like, yo, I'm gonna show you how it's done. Like, mate, what are you trying to do with my units? And we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, he's really saying right now, you can only dream of using Reapers as well as I do.
Oh, yeah, and already starting his dominance, killing the first Reaper of Dream. Now he's up 2-3. And Dream, he does have, he did get a safety Hellion just like ByuN did last time, but this time he only has 1 Reaper to accompany it.
Yeah, and that's going to be a single Reaper for quite some time, but a second Hellion is about to pop out. Dream definitely taking this seriously, but not quite in position. Whoa, ByuN going straight for natural base.
Oh, he's just diving on in, and he does end up getting one of the Reapers. Looks like he's going to get the Hellion as well.
But just lined up at the end over there. And just like that, Dream is able to deal with the Reaper opening from ByuN. ByuN unable to even get a scout off. Maybe not what we expected coming up from ByuN, but it is what happened.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he did fare better than Dream did in game 1 with the opening, but regardless, the defense was good enough to deny any scout. ByuN wasn't able to go into the main base. He isn't fully aware of what the opening is. I mean, you can make some assumptions based off the units that he has seen so far, and oh, Dream, he does end up getting into the main with a Reaper of his own. Oh, nice repair. Jesus.
Yeah, just trying to not get one shot for the remaining Reaper, and deals with that over in the main base, natural base. There's a couple of Hellions that are trying to chip away, but ByuN has spread his Marines well enough, I would say.
Definitely, it looks like, ooh, there in the end, 2 SCVs did go down, but at the cost of a Reaper and 2 Hellions, so not too bad of a trade for ByuN. Didn't take too hefty of any kind of losses, and things are kind of slowing down here. We had the openers, we had the initial aggression coming out from both players. Dream, he was able to get a full scout of the main base, which was quite nice. We do see that, for the most part, we have some pretty standard openings. I say standard, I'm surprised ByuN, he's not going for the Banshees that he's been favoring.
Yeah, playing it out very, very safe. He knows that his starport is a lot later than Dream's, so he wants to make sure that, whatever anti-air, or rather whatever harass that Dream potentially goes for, ByuN is going to be able to deal with that.
Exactly, that's why he did prioritize the Viking, he prioritized the Cyclone as well, trying to make sure he's perfectly fine defensively in case Dream himself went for a Banshee, right? So he would have that to deal with it. And yeah, we do see he is going for a much faster sim. Again, kind of like Dream, it looks like he does want to go for some kind of drop with some medevacs.
Yeah, does he want to go for a drop, or does he want to go for a quick push? Both are available to him right now, and I suppose it's a bit more map dependent. On Light Shade, you have a very, very massive main base. It does get harder to place the missile turrets around, or even to just have the Vikings in position. So this is a pretty good map to go for that Doom drop, as ByuN getting those medevacs.
There we go, and I love how Dream, he's using his Marines, spreading them out, making sure he catches anything. Meanwhile, he does have 2 Ravens, one going into the main, the other going towards the natural.
Oh, good disable there. Completely canceling out that interference, not interference, sorry, the lock-on. And the other Raven just backing off once he realizes that it's been spotted.
Yeah, exactly. Nicely done by ByuN, was able to deflect both Banshees. No damage was done. Sure, a bit of energy was wasted, a bit of damage was dealt to the Raven, but Dream was able to keep them all alive, wisely so. Didn't commit, didn't needlessly use them, and now he has them available to him for that big engagement to disable those tanks.
Yeah. And that's going to be absolutely key here. There are only 2 right now for ByuN, and I think another main point is there are only 2 medevacs as well. If ByuN does come into the Doom drop, just disable the medevacs. What is he gonna do? He can try to get out of there, but he can't use boost.
No.
Not go for the drop though, instead.
Yeah, I mean, he could decide to do so from here. You can go straight into the main base, but for now, he is applying damage here, applying pressure to the third base, forces a lift off, and there it is. He goes for the no, is denied.
Yeah, once a single volley of those Vikings come down, you really have to back away. You are not going to be able to get that medevac into the main base.
Yeah, really respecting his opponent, especially because the Ravens were there. So if he committed to go into the main base, then auto turrets would have been thrown down, like the medevacs would have just been focused down, and it would have lost a lot of supply needlessly. What he is doing though is that he is denying the third base, forcing it to be lifted up and fly all the way across to the other location.
Yeah, and ByuN already sending out an army to that sort of location. Well, actually, let me look at the rally. He could just be reinforcing his position.
Yeah.
But ByuN, based on the series against Special, based on what we've seen so far here, he is really focusing on these multi-pronged harasses.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, he's forcing Dream to split up his attention. He has to split up his supply as well. He has all these units here in case a drop does go into the main base, and he has a couple of units. I say a couple of units, literally 2 tanks protecting his third base, looking a little bit vulnerable. But ooh, it looks like ByuN, he decides to just meet up and bring his entire army together.
Yeah, trying to find that one opening, and I suppose this is a little bit more risky for ByuN to sort of do, because now that the sensor towers are out on the map, Dream has a lot more time to start reacting, unsiege a tank from a position, and then get ready and go into the proper position.
Yeah, definitely. And more often than not, like, ByuN right now, he's just posturing, he's just keeping Dream on his toes, as you know, he was able to get his own third up and running. Like, ByuN, like, he does have a decent economy as well. He's macroing up behind this, just keeping Dream defensive on his side of the map, so ByuN doesn't have to worry about defending on his own side.
Yeah, and that is absolutely key. Good disables. Not using them
God.
needlessly. The rest of the tanks also getting disabled. Are they in range? They actually are.
Oh my
So
God.
ByuN is going to be losing his tanks completely needlessly. There's only one remaining, and I doubt it's going to be enough.
Not at all. Like, everything gets cleaned up, all of the tanks go down. Jesus Christ. Dream, with those interference matrix, with that positioning, was able to just completely shut down ByuN's aggression.
Yeah, but it is not over yet whatsoever for ByuN. He was macroing up behind us, building another army and trying to get in position, but because he lost all those tanks, because he lost all those Marines, Dream pulling out ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Like, ByuN, he is able to reinforce, and he's just going straight across the map with this, again, keeping a Dream on his side of the map as ByuN is expanding further and is the first player to, you know, get his 4th base here on location.
Yeah, really, once again, just trying to go back to his basics here, trying to win the economy battle and that war of attrition. He knows that there's no way he's going to be able to break Dream anytime soon, especially not without a economic lead.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the fact that Dream prioritized and threw down sensor towers to cover every angle, like, it's like Dream's like, you know, you're not getting into my main base, you're not making a drop work. And I mean, ByuN, he could still try. Again, he is still posturing out here, but behind this, he is focusing on his economy, on his upgrades, looking to try and apply pressure in 2 places at once, maybe.
Yes, he gets a bit of a run by Marines ready over to the north. But I feel like Dream just has... I feel like Dream just has enough in terms of defenses.
Yeah, part of me...
Pretty big army supply.
Yeah, part of it looks like the Marines are only here just like catch a drop or some kind of harass headed towards his main or something, you know?
Possibly? Would you send that many Marines, though?
True. It's questionable.
Unless ByuN knows something we don't. He knows that Dream wants to send all of his harassments there. He's not going to try to go south.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do have a couple of spotter Marines coming out from Dream. Another base being taken by ByuN. Jesus Christ, he's just taking his entire half of the map. Meanwhile, Dream, a little bit more conservative, slowly advancing, slowly working on his economy, and we do see he is pushing through the center of the map.
Yeah, that is the difference between the player who has map control and the player who does not.
Oh, God.
Dream going straight into the heart of ByuN right now, but ByuN goes for an attack himself right on top of these 2 tanks. And we should be getting
Jesus.
into a bit of a base trade pretty soon.
Oh yeah, exactly. Both players lose their entire bases. We do have the fourth going down for ByuN. Meanwhile, the third did go down for Dream. But the problem is that Dream, he's going right into the heart of the production, or at least he's attempting to, but there is a defensive position up here for ByuN.
Yeah, and keep in mind, there's still a lot of mining being happening for ByuN in that 5th and 4th base location. So ByuN not able to get on top of the production, but he is still able to hold his own line. For now, anyway, as the disables come down.
Yeah, exactly. The tanks were disabled. More disables going down, and now it looks like Dream is able to break through. At least he's trying to. The tanks are shelling away. Only one tank remaining for ByuN, but it can't do anything.
It absolutely cannot. All of these Marines coming out just to face your death at the hands of Dream's Marines. And ByuN, it's do or die time. GG! It turned out to be die time. Dream, now, gonna be taking that Series City Ace match.
GG. And even though ByuN had, I believe, 3 tanks in his main base, like there were Ravens on the other side of the map, so they just immediately got CC'd, got taken out. Dream got on top of the production. Meanwhile, ByuN on the other side of the map, he couldn't break Dream. Like Dream, he had all of his tanks spread nicely. He had a planetary as well as a third base there on the low ground. Like it was so difficult for ByuN to push in.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Just goes to show you that what the power of disables are like. And our light. Do you see what I see?
Oh boy. All right, hold on. I'm just stretching. Everyone, remember to stretch your hydras. Drain your disruptors. Stay hydrated, people. Especially since we are going to be getting into the ace match, and it's going to be on Romanticide.
I'm getting my flashbacks. I'm already getting flashbacks to that versus special series.
Oh boy. Oh god, taking a swig of my water here. Here we go. If you were not here for us earlier, I don't blame you. We did have a couple of stream issues. There was a lot of stuttering, but we did manage to cast ByuN versus Special, and that was an insane TvT, 30-minute TvT on Romanticide, and we could see it again.
Or maybe not, considering when ByuN is sending that SCV.
Oh boy.
We are now here on Romanticide, LE. LE, of course, standing for Lover's Eruption. That's Pompeii, when they discovered a skeleton that hugged one another. In the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner, the red Terran player coming down from Korea, looking to bet it all here on black, going for that proxy in the ace match. We have the teamless ByuN.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Brave Star Gaming, BSG, looking to potentially go for a Truax of his own, since he does have one hidden up here to the northern edge of his map. Currently getting proxied, we have Dream.
So we have a player that's faking a proxy, and then we have a player who's actually doing a proxy. How does the map check out on that one?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. This is interesting to say the least. I kind of want to favor ByuN. It also depends, right? Like if Dream just sends his initial Reaper across the map, right? Which, I mean, he should. There's no reason for him not to. Like he didn't go for an SCV scout or anything like that. Like he's not aware of what's happening.
I think a problem for Dream is that he is setting it across the map, but it's still going to take a while to get there. ByuN, meanwhile, already his first Reaper is out. His second Reaper is about halfway done, but he is waiting a little bit.
Yeah,
and Dream, again, he's getting that factory out. He's going for that 1-1. Should be able to get a Hellion.
Oh boy, it's, you know, we talked about it before. It's all about El Control here, as he is sending his first Reaper across the map. It's not going to be at home to defend, and here we go, ByuN, he's going in.
That he is. Dream kind of going around to the third base locations, trying to see where to trying to look for a proxy, but he did not go where the proxy was.
Oh, he did not, but you know what? He's coming back, and pretty soon he will have 2 Reapers of his own. He has to make sure he doesn't lose one, though.
Yeah, it is looking so concerning for both of our players right now as ByuN starts to get back into a corner. Both of the Reapers rather taken out. But so has the Reaper of Dream. But now that ByuN has seen that the Hellion is there, we'll have to back away. We'll have to try to transition out of this, getting a factory, and still producing Reapers just to see what he can get done. But
yeah, and he's going to find some damage, even delays the natural expansion of Dream, is able to snipe that SCV, and I'm really curious to see how ByuN plays this out, because if you recall earlier in this series, Dream proxied, he got scouted, they got dealt with, and he was able to transition nicely out of it.
Yeah, and already we see some really good control, but I feel that the numbers just are not in ByuN's favor. Here comes the reinforcing Reaper, but it is only a single Reaper as another one gets taken out. And sure, ByuN has been doing decent-ish in the trait count, just in the sense that he is getting a unit here and there, but he just does not have staying power with this, and he's continuing to build more and more Reapers. Every time ByuN engages and does not kill a Hellion, Dream just gets a better and better defense.
Yeah, honestly, to me, this, like, I completely understand why he's making a couple more Reapers. Like, he needs some units out to defend before he lifts up his production and essentially has zero production. So yeah, he is pumping out a couple more Reapers, sending them back home to help defend, to help buffer alongside that Cyclone, as ByuN is looking to attempt to transition, attempt to take his natural.
Yeah, attempting being the key word here, as he will be behind for a while, but I mean, Dream looking to put a stop to that with that medevac first.
Beautiful, and this is exactly what Dream did in his game. He, his proxy failed, so to try and get ahead, he's going to be cutting corners, he's going to be a little bit greedy, and gets a very fast third CC. So ByuN adopting that style, and now the big question is ByuN going to be able to hold the push that's going to be coming from Dream so he can get away with this fast third CC?
Well, he has no information at the moment. Already we see the Hellions being loaded into the medevac, and Hellions, I don't know, I feel like there is a little bit of a window here for ByuN if his reaction times are absolutely on point, but that also does depend on whether it's perfect. All right, dropping the Hellions here on the sort of fringe part of the base.
Yeah, and nicely done already. Like, sure, the Hellions didn't get into the mineral line, but what they did do was he scouted the third CC, and he was able to delay the third CC even longer. So now Dream is aware of what ByuN is doing. Dream is aware that ByuN isn't going to transition into a two-base all-in, that ByuN is trying to get back into this game economically, and Dream can rest a little bit easy. We'll see if he goes for a push himself or gets his own third and expands himself.
Yeah, going for that third base, trying to go for a bit of a multi-prong here with the Reapers, with the Cyclones, kind of wasting cooldown. Oh, now going for a multi-prong, and we do have a tank here that's holding the line, but these are very mobile units, and there isn't that much of a buffer for ByuN. Now the Cyclones trying to land here into the main base, and they do manage to get it. A couple of Marines, but that's not going to be enough. The rest of the units are starting to get elevated in. And that's a lot of DPS right now for Dream. Can ByuN hold?
We'll see. He pulls
it is looking less and less likely.
Yeah, he's pulling all the workers off the line. He needs to try and deal with this, but he's losing everything. The Cyclones are still standing strong, and it looks like Dream. Has he done it? Has he been able to take out the returning player, the returning champion in ByuN?
It just about looks like history has reversed itself. Like this, I'm getting so much deja vu from the game that started off our series. Now, ByuN did try to go for some harass here, did go with this Cloak Banshee, but there is already a Raven out. Already detection.
Yeah, there is a Raven out, and it looks like the Banshee, oh god, it's so close to going down, only 2 HP, but you know what, it was able to take out both the Marines, and now, like, the only way to deal with this is, these other Marines, but we do have another Banshee showing up as well. ByuN, he's doing such a good job at dealing all this economic damage. 16 SCVs have gone down. And with that, ByuN, he's done it. He has equalized.
What? All right. Well, that was definitely what Dream needed in the game number 1.
My god, if it wasn't for those 2 Banshees, 17 SCVs, that's an entire mineral line just went down because Dream, he was paying too much attention across the map, and now because ByuN has 3 CCs, like, he's catching up. He's only down by 2 SCVs.
He is. And he has a lot more mule potential, considering he was banking energy on that CC earlier on, and yeah, I'm surprised we actually don't quite see the income advantage. Okay, it's going to Dream at the moment, but nope, going back to ByuN.
Yeah, and here we go, ByuN. I love it. He's being so as aggressive as he can be. Goes across the map with his Raven, gets another SEV kill. Again, just keeping the attention of Dream here on his side of the map. And ByuN, he's going to be able to expand. We're on Romanta side. Even though this game started off incredibly chaotic, we could be in for a long one.
All right, strap yourselves in.
Oh boy.
Make yourself a drink, because we're gonna be here for a little while.
Yeah, you know, put the kettle on, you know, boil some water, get some tea going. Oh my god, I would love some tea right now. And yeah, both players are just macroing up, working on their upgrades, working on their production. And like, the thing is that because this is the largest map, like, it takes a lot longer for pushes to move out across the map. There's a lot of different angles, a lot of the defensive advantages as well, and that's going to be compounded upon as ByuN is going for a couple of sensor towers, making sure he doesn't get caught off guard.
Back to the deja vu light. Is ByuN just going to turtle up hard? Dream starting to posture around, really going into the push. The Ravens do have a good amount of energy on them, and Dream has the air advantage without a doubt. But what does ByuN, how does ByuN try to equalize on this, or not equalize, but you know, turn this around?
Yeah, we'll see, because as you said, Dream does have the army advantage. He does have the air superiority, so he, you know, for all intents and purposes, like, he should win this fight. But you know what ByuN has? He does have 2 Ravens. So this is
does have 2 Ravens. Ooh. That is so close. I'm really liking to take position for both our players right now. Dream absolutely trying to take advantage of the closest of this base, just trying to catch whatever Marines come out. But ByuN also keeping his tanks pretty far back. He knows that that's the limit as to where Dream's tanks can, be. But here come the auto turrets, so they do quite a lot of damage. That is the perfect auto turret placement right in the center of those 2 tanks.
Oh, he's boosting in. He's going for the drop.
He is boosting in. Trying to go for the drop, but ByuN already prepared for it. The stim is on point, and he wasted that boost earlier on. Like,
wow, he did waste the boost. An entire full medevac does go down from Dream, and you know what? He also utilized quite a bit of energy there on those auto turrets, trying to take out those tanks. But the tanks, they stood strong. And I mean, Dream, he still has the Viking advantage. He still has the air superiority. But ByuN, so far, he's holding well, even harassing across the map with that Raven, with those Ravens even.
Yeah, Dream is starting to sort of back away right now.
Yeah, we do see he does back off. Oh, but here we go. It looks like he's looking to reinforce his position. At the same time, ByuN is going for a drop, but he has to be so careful. He has to make sure he doesn't run into those Marines.
Yeah, so many things can go wrong right now for ByuN. He could run to the Marines. He could just... Okay, this is great. Pushing back. What? ByuN, what are you doing?
Oh god, the Ravens!
Ravens do get caught out. Auto turret just trying to get some damage done, but not finding it. Vikings gonna be putting a stop to that 100%. Like this from ByuN, once he realized where the army was, just dropped his tanks, dropped his Marines, tried to sort of cut off his opponent as they were en route.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, Dream, he does end up reinforcing his army. He just meets everything up. He's expanding behind us, looking to push out across the map. Meanwhile, ByuN, he is still trying to do something with this drop of Marines. Like, he does have his army split up. He has a main army to the right-hand side. He has a drop over to the left, looking to try and deal some harassing damage, or maybe try and get us around.
ByuN just discovered where the army was at. Dream now getting around to his face, and I think with ByuN, he has a little bit of advantage with this force on the map. He can always try to flank his opponent at that perfect moment. But Dream backs away, knows he can't crack Dream, or knows he can't crack ByuN. Good disables.
Yeah, and it looks like Dream was able to catch this army, takes out both tanks. Sure, the Marines are able to survive, but again, that tank count is so important, especially in a TvT. Dream rotates around, but ByuN, he's aware of it, he sieges up.
Yeah, but is it too late? Apparently not. There is only 1 Raven full of energy at the moment, and that is only 2 scans available, and that's not going to be enough for these tanks. But with the aerial superiority, that is a slower game of attrition. ByuN running right onto the Marines at the top of the ramp, but with the slight armor upgrade and with the numbers advantage, will be able to back away from that with a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, definitely. It was very ballsy of ByuN going up a ramp into a tank, so yeah, he wasn't able to take that out. It looks like, oh my god, the third CC goes down!
And that's also a lot of friendly fire on top of that check. Immediate GG. And we thought we were strapping in for a longer game, but Dream just says, nope. I want that finals.
Yeah, I love how active he was on the map, searching for whatever advantages or whatever units he could find. He was able to find those 2 Ravens. He was able to get 2 tanks as well, just completely surrounding whatever forces ByuN had out on the map. And ByuN, who was banking a lot on that counterattack on all those Marines, and they just went straight headfirst into a tank. It couldn't do anything, and then the nail in the coffin was losing that third base.
Absolutely was. They're just losing a third base, but once the tank line started getting completely... It started getting really badly bruised. I think ByuN realized, yeah, Dream, he is still far ahead in the army count. There is not much I can do. Even the drop he had on the map just could not break the defensive tanks of Dream. And now, we're going into a TvC.
We are. GG. Regardless, it was going to be a TvZ, but which Terran player would it be? Turns out it is Dream, and he's going to be going up against the one true Dong Ray Gu.
G.